Hello and welcome to another look at the weekends and into next week's weather, courtesy of Netweather.tv. It's been a long time coming, it's been months and months I think, but now at long last we have an area of high pressure with us. In fact, we're going to have a large, fairly intense area of high pressure sitting right across the country through the weekend and into much of next week, if not all of next week. And as I say, it's been a long time coming. Not really as such an Indian summer, despite what the press might be saying. I think that's a term we reserve really for sort of well into October rather than the 10th or so of September. Nevertheless, it's a welcome change nevertheless. Now you've probably seen those charts starting to animate behind me, and you can see the way the high pressure stays with us for some considerable time, mostly across the country, but eventually moving away a little bit to the west. And you notice also there's a lot of isobars across the south. In fact, if we have a look at the winds, you can see straight away, I think, that the strongest winds, that's where the colours are, the greeny colours, are across these, mostly the southern North Sea, through the southeast of England and into the English Channel. So obviously it's going to remain windy there throughout much of the time. If anything, it gets a little bit windier into the middle and latter part of next week, so that's going to take the top off the temperature. But generally speaking, as we can see now when we zoom in, it will stay dry virtually everywhere. There's areas of precipitation, the green blobs and things, and very little, if anything, to show across the British Isles. There might be somewhat less settled weather coming into the far north of Scotland well into next week, and there's always a threat of some thundery weather not far away on the continent, but I don't think that's really going to bother us at all. So let's have a look at the day-to-day forecast. We start, of course, with Friday, which is going to have a chilly start. I think temperatures may well have fallen down to as low as 2 or 3 degrees at dawn or shortly after, so a chilly start. But that apart, I think virtually everywhere will be dry with good sunny periods. Might still be a little bit of cloud and light patchy rain in the far north of Scotland and the Northern Isles. Also more in the way of patchy cloud across the southeast of England and through into the Channel Islands, where it's going to be pretty breezy as well. Temperatures mostly 18 to 22 degrees or so, but in the south, if you get a bit of shelter from the breeze, it could touch 22 degrees, but perhaps that breeze not making it feel particularly warm. On Saturday, again, some early mist around and rather a chilly start, maybe some low cloud in places too, but that'll burn off, and again the day should be dry virtually everywhere with good sunny periods, best of sunshine in the north and in the west. Still some patchy cloud affecting the southeast of England and the Channel Islands, and still that chilly breeze to go with it. On Sunday, more of the same, some cloud and mist to start with, otherwise virtually everywhere dry with some sunny periods. More in the way of cloud perhaps near to the east coast of England, and that cloud might just get thick enough to give the odd spot of light rain or drizzle, and again we keep the temperatures in the same range of 18 to 20 degrees or so. Now over the weekend we've got a couple of events taking place. First of all, the Bestival, which is taking place on the Isle of Wight around Newport. That's a music festival, and of course it looks as if it's going to be dry and there'll be a fair bit of sunshine, but it will be breezy. If you're putting a tent up, it will be breezy, and that breeze may well make it feel a little bit on the chilly side, but otherwise ideal weather. And it's ideal weather for the first stages of the Tour of Britain cycle race as well. Both of those take place in the northeast of England, and it'll be dry with a good deal of sunshine and not unpleasantly hot, I don't think, so ideal weather for those cyclists. When we move on into next week, the high pressure stays around, so most places are going to remain dry with good sunny periods and feeling quite warm too after some chilly starts. But I think there will perhaps be rather more cloud around countrywide, generally speaking, at the beginning of next week. And those winds continue to affect the more southern parts of the country, a bit stronger if anything, especially across the southeast and in the Channel Islands. And then for next week, or the rest of next week, settled weather looks like continuing just about everywhere, but as the high slips a little bit further away, there's a chance of less settled weather getting into the far north of Scotland, where there could be some cloud and maybe some outbreaks of rain. Well, that's all for now. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope you can join me again this time next week. Goodbye for now.